Andrew's kindly invited me this afternoon to give a bit of a case. So the case I'll be giving isn't like the case you don't know, it's all hidden, you have to work it out. I'm just going to sort of walk you through, first of all, the rationale for why there is a role at what is RELX Group funding a corporate venture outfit. Less than 22% digital and electronic to being more than 70% electronic. And that's not just electronic versions, this is now genuine data, analytics, insights, and so what the decision analysis. CVC process, as I mentioned, we have an investment committee that also includes the CFO of the group and the chief strategy officer of the group. Neither comment on the strategic benefit or the strategic impact of the investment. They are both just merely senior executives who've been around and are very helpful in that final decision making to make sure that we're bouncing the ideas around the table and we've got the right investment at play. The worst thing about this curve, of course, is in the VC land, lemons ripen sooner than plums. And you start to have partial or even complete, unfortunately, write-offs during this period. And even for traditional LPs, this is a worry for any new fund. If you talk to any LP, they take their time now in greenlighting new funds because of this period, and most good LPs will promise 2 funds for the GP. We went to every single business unit of any note. So at the time there were 6 active business units, probably 35 relevant business units beneath that, and we went to about 23 of them or so that become the big ones. And we did our own background on the business unit. We briefed ourselves on the industry, we generated a view on what was going on in that industry, and then we turned up and we presented to the management teams and then the management teams presented back to us with what they did. And we used that as a very good onboarding mechanism. We pretty much got to know all of the top 150 executives. Myself and another partner were always invited to the annual executive off-site every year that Crispin used to run, all the senior managers who were part of the senior manager group. And we had this amazing kind of open dialogue that was generated as a result of this. Because we would spend 2 or 3 days. We flew to Dayton, Ohio and spent 3 days with the Lexus team. We'd fly down to Orlando and spend time with the then education team, and we'd fly across to the Netherlands and we'd fly here and there. And that went a long way to demonstrating that we were interested in the strategic issues, and therefore we got the kind of real inside track of the strategic issues, because we started making these initial introductions of us. We then said, well, what we want to have is a Venture Associates program, which are your eyes and ears in our world, and is our touch points into your world. So we don't have to come and bother you again. We're going to work through this individually. And each of those individuals are senior people that are usually either strategy leads or technology leads for the divisions. Occasionally we had a couple of senior business folk running businesses, but more often than not they were. And then we had someone from central strategy and central tech, and then we took them away twice a year on a learn and share. And we would do the same thing as we'd done, except this time with much more granularity, because we had a person whose job it was to collate and synthesise all the early stage market activity that business unit was looking at, and decide what they wanted to flip over to us. And then we would decide from what we were seeing, we were going to flip over to them, and then pretty much weekly we were on calls with all these people. Again, a massive amount of time commitment. But it was something like this to help our business units understand the answer to what have you done for me this year would be, okay, Mr. Elsevier in science, this is the number of companies we saw, this is the market maps that we've got, these are the companies that we reviewed, these are the 15 executives that spoke to these 40 companies, This is where those 40 companies became 5 real strategic conversations. And by the way, we made 2 investments this year that is broadly in your space. And that was just an easy dashboard that just got rid of, actually, honestly, again, I'm quite cynical, just got rid of the conversation. Because it's not relevant. Right? That conversation is the wrong way to think about it. It's just that's the corporate catch-you-out conversation. You know, how do you prove what you've done for them? Because actually, the real value add came out of these kind of very, very strong introductions and in kind of quite deep and intense conversations that we were developing with the business units about their markets. And I now am of the view here that, you know, this is a nice outcome. But if you think we do, it depends on the year, 2,000 to 3,000 companies a year, 2 to 4 investments per year, so it's 1,000 probably. Now we do a lot of market research, we do a lot of market mapping, that's why I have two associates that spend their time just mapping markets, looking at companies. We know every company that's in our target areas, we know where they are in their stage, we reach out to them, hopefully at the right kind of stage. We've got a tremendous network of people who we think help us find these deals and so on. So we do know quite a lot about these markets, and we also know a lot about the introductions that we've made and the interaction between them. So actually I think the majority of the value that we provide is this, and especially the kind of market maps and the trends and the case studies that we provide to RELX. No bank could give you, no consulting organisation could give you. The only way to get that information is being in the mix and talking to the other VCs and understanding that this is going to be the next breaking thing, whatever that next breaking thing happens to be.